Good afternoon, Packers fans. Aaron Negler here with your Packers Daily Chat, coming to you live on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It's Monday. It's a rainy day in the Green Bay, Wisconsin Metroplex. Still kind of coming down. I think it's finally stopping, but it has been raining all day, which, of course, drove the Packers practice inside the Don Hutson Center, probably much to the Packers' chagrin, since they had Roger Goodell in town to kick off the NFL draft proceedings coming in 2025. The governor was here. It was a big brouhaha that they probably would have loved to see Goodell walking with the kids and the bikes and all of that. Unfortunately, that all got washed out, and we were inside the Don Hutson Center with a lot of suits, kind of looking around like, why are we in here? It was good times had by all. The Packers did hold their practice, day number 16 of Packers camp in the books. Always lovely to see so many Packers fans chiming in the comment section, which you already are. Before we get going, as always, you guys know I got to give a shout out to our good friends over at Ticket King. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to watch the Green Bay Packers play football in 2023, you want to utilize Ticket King. Head to Cheesehead TV, either the website or the app. Use our schedule. You'll find individualized links for each and every game, preseason, postseason. It doesn't matter. Ticket King is where you want to be. Don't use Ticketmaster or StubHub, SeatGeek, none of these national companies. Use a company based in Wisconsin since the early 90s. Ticket King will get you your Packers tickets in 2023. Do it, people. You know you want to. So good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Before I get going, as the title would suggest, I'm just trying to shed, a little, maybe not shed light, but trying to allay maybe a fear or two out there. I always seem to get a stray comment on YouTube or in my Twitter mentions about the fact that David Bahktiari hasn't been practicing a whole lot, or that Jaire Alexander has not been doing teams over the course of the last week or so. This is all very, very smart on the Green Bay Packers' part, especially when it comes to David. This is very much an extension and continuation of what they figured out last year as far as keeping him on the football field when it matters. Obviously on Sundays or Monday nights or Thursday nights or whatever the hell the NFL tells them to play. Really valuable assets. I mean, the whole game changes when Bahktiari or Alexander are out there or aren't out there. The Packers are being extremely, extremely both cautious and smart with both of them. With Alexander this afternoon, we saw him basically running the length of the Hudson Center over and over again. He and Stokes have been doing a lot of work off to the side together. But Alexander looks right as rain. I know he is dealing with a groin injury that he suffered about a week ago or so, maybe a little bit over that. But they are just being very, very cautious, and smartly so. It's the kind of thing no reason to rush him back out there and have him cutting and doing things in teams or in a preseason game or any which way to cause any kind of stress on the groin. We know re-aggravating that, you don't want that to become a season-long issue. Goodness knows, soft tissue injuries, they can be the worst. So the Packers being smart there. And with David, we know that knee is never going to be, quote, right ever again. But, like I said, they found a way of working, and it seems like they've done a good job of when he is out there, he's his old self. You see David Bahktiari as we've always known him, all-pro, shut-down left tackle. But there's little reason to throw him out there more than necessary. He knows how to play the game. He knows the offense. And it's nice to see some young guys getting a chance, like Rasheed Walker, who got more snaps with the ones today, although Yash was mostly at left tackle with the ones for almost all the team stuff. It does offer opportunities for young guys to get really important practice reps. So the Packers are just being smart. No need to be afraid. I know that's kind of the nature of fandom, but just wanted to reiterate that. Try and maybe allay a fear or two out there. Hello to everybody in the comments section. So good to see you all. We got Ed right up in here with a super chat. Thanks so much, buddy. Oh, my God, Love missed a wide-open receiver. Favre and Rodgers never, ever did that, especially in such an important game. We are doomed. Ed, I sense a bit of sarcasm in your comment here. Look, that's the nature of the business now, though, right? As far as each and every play being dissected over and over again. Hey, man, I'm with you. But there's a reason there's so much interest. There's a reason that people are kind of obsessively breaking down every single throw of practice, of games, etc. It's a new world, man. It's a new quarterback, and you want to see him come along. You want to see him improve. You want to see him develop, right? And yeah, there's value to it. There's value in researching and trying to learn what happened, why it happened. No question about it. The problem is the people who do that really cool, important work then get read by and dissected by and sometimes remixed and amplified by people who have no idea what they're talking about. A lot of talking heads, a lot of people who are in it just for the clicks or what have you, and then that's when it gets to more towards the tone you're talking about. Where it's, oh my God, see, I told you Jordan Love's going to be terrible. It's like, no, he's just a young quarterback who needs to play, and now he is, and he's going to make mistakes. And hopefully, as he goes along, he learns from them, corrects them, and gets better. That's the whole point. Legit the whole point. So I feel you, Ed. I definitely feel you. Justin, thanks for the super chat. Coward's recent rants on J-Love. Thoughts? Justin, you must be new here. I will only say this. And I guess I say it every time. Maybe this means the channel's growing and that we're continuously finding new viewers who come in here and ask me about Colin Cowherd's thoughts on anything regarding the Green Bay Packers. I mean, the obvious, easy 30,000-foot answer is I don't give a fuck about anything he says when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. I'm sure know many people in the business who have worked with him and know him say he's a good guy, good dude. I have no doubt of that. But I could really, truly give a shit what he has to say about the Green Bay Packers. Just why? Why do you guys give him power? You come in here and ask me, a guy who literally watched practice today, what I think about what Colin Cowherd, who has never stepped foot on a Packers practice field, thinks about the Green Bay Packers? Why would I care? I don't, ever. The only time I think of Colin Cowherd is when you folks ask me about him. Literally. The only time. So if you stop asking me about him, and more importantly, stop watching him, thinking about him, and giving him that juice, then none of us will have to worry about it. And we can all live in a bright, beautiful, more enlightened future. Let's step into it together. Bill, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. When retired, Aaron Jones belongs on Lambeau facade. That's a tough one. I mean, I totally agree as far as how he carries the G and his importance to the team, and his production has been lights out. But traditionally, those are Hall of Famers up there. I think it's going to be tough for Aaron Jones to get into the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if they don't start using him a little bit more and let him produce. But, he's in the back half of his career at this point. That's going to be tough. I mean, again, I totally agree in the sense of the way he has represented the organization and been just an amazing player and, more importantly, person off the field. Totally agree. That's going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a tough one. Quinn, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Nags, not sure if it's been discussed in earlier videos, but what are your thoughts on Van Ness' play during Friday's game? Well, it's funny you should say that. We were talking about that in the locker room today, a couple of media members. It's quiet. It was quiet. There's zero doubt about it. But I remember Sean Gary being pretty quiet early on as well. Look, he is having to do things that he wasn't asked to do in college. I don't really give it too much thought other than to think, didn't make a ton of plays. Certainly was a quiet debut. But he's got a long way to go. Here's hoping we get him in more advantageous situations, let him pin his ears back. And that's the other thing. Some of it is what the offense is doing as far as getting the ball out quickly or running away from him, etc. You can't kill him for not producing when he's not really given a ton of opportunities to do so. Now, we get into, say, week one, and he's in the regular rotation and never winning, then okay, then people will probably start to talk. But until then, it's really hard to gauge much of anything by a handful of preseason snaps. That's my 30,000-foot view on it. Brandon, thanks for the super chat. Good to see Matt LaFleur in midseason form. One snap for 33. Kidding. What is the purpose of doing that for one snap? Just get them back into warm-up routine? Somewhat getting into game day routine. Could be just wanting to see how he runs a certain concept and how they block it up and get it on tape to either see how the defense adjusts or how they ran it, who blocked it, how well they blocked it with Aaron running it, where he hit the cutback or takes it front side. Could be any number of reasons. It's a good question. I'll ask. I'll try and remember to ask Matt tomorrow, or no, not tomorrow, Wednesday, because it could be a number of different reasons. John, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. For Matt Mamba, Mason Crosby, Mason Crosby, Mason Crosby. Yes. Could the return of the Mason Crosby song be imminent? I don't think so. But it was a fun video. And I love that Matt Mamba has given us a song for the generations that we can all remember Mason Crosby with. But yeah, I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Mimsy. Peter King sounds like a guy who saw one practice. Well, because that's what he is. He saw one practice. I hear you. But yeah, that's kind of always an issue with these national drop-ins, right? It's like, well, when I was there, XYZ. Great. Well, then what happened after that? Did the kid improve? Did they take a step back? Did someone get hurt? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's why it's so hard to report on training camp if you're not here. And this is why I do this every summer, to come here and for an extended period of time, because it's the one time a year where you get a lot of information each and every day, and things change really quickly from day to day, and guys can rise or fall, make a play, suddenly they're in the starting lineup, and then maybe they don't produce when they're starters and they drop back down, or a guy running with the threes, right, all of a sudden makes a string of really good plays and he starts to become the buzz at camp. These things happen every year, and unless you're here day to day throughout it, it's really hard to get a feel for it. And it's really hard to. The other thing is all the young guys, especially this year, so many guys getting kind of, the fire hose treatment when it comes to learning the playbook and getting out on the field and not only showing that they know the playbook backwards and forwards, but know the adjustments necessary from play to play, snap to snap, pre-snap, post-snap, coverage, rotations, like what they're supposed to do on certain protections, all these things that you don't know unless you get them out on the field, and you got to watch that from day to day to day. So you're a national media member, you come in here for one day, it is just a snapshot. And you got to remember to take it with a grain of salt in that regard. Doesn't mean those observations can't be valid. Doesn't mean that they can't, they don't have the ability to look and be incisive. And a lot of times what's good about it is because organizations are so closed up, especially with the local media, a lot of times you'll get a national guy in there and he'll get a morsel, something fed to him, or he'll just know somebody on staff or know somebody in personnel, whatever, and they'll get some news out of it, right? That's the one time you can maybe lodge some news. Because when it comes to the local media, these guys are just like behind moats and in high castles, and they want nothing to do with anybody on the beat, for the most part. Vex, what I love about you is you're always so positive. Vex says, imagine wasting this season with Joe Barry again. Hey, man, if you want to head into the season thinking it's a waste before it even begins, have at it, man. I'm not going to tell you how to fan. I will say that sounds like a miserable existence, but I hear you, man. Amar, thanks for being a Care of the G Club member. Always appreciate you, buddy. Made alive. Back end. Give me Carrington in the starting lineup with Sewell at safety. F. Barry, let's go. Also love seeing Walker showing out. Why does everybody want to turn Rasul into a safety? I don't get it. And that's obviously not just you, Amar. Everybody just wants to move him to safety. Man, can we just let Valentine be a rookie who's having a good camp? Doesn't need to shake up the lineup. He's a dime back at this point, and that's a good thing. Patience, young Jedi. He will get out there in due time. Rasul's having a really good camp. Why do you want to just run him into a position he literally hasn't practiced at all offseason? Y'all blow my mind. Y'all blow my mind. Blow my mind. Hello from Indiana. Fumbles continue, Nags? Fumbles continue? I haven't seen too many fumbles. I can count on one hand the number of fumbles I've seen in this camp, and that's pretty good. Has 31 showed any ability to pass block, getting reps on special teams? I tried to look for him today on teams, but they've used these. They do the red and the yellow kind of things over their jerseys to delineate, who's on coverage and who's on protection. So you can't see the numbers, so I couldn't see who was out there. As far as the pass pro goes, I haven't seen. They did one-on-ones today, but I didn't see any running back linebacker drills. It was all the stuff in front of us was wide receivers and defensive backs. They had the linemen who I usually want to watch. They were so far away, we couldn't see them, save our lives. So didn't see him do any pass pro reps, and I certainly haven't seen any in teams. So here's hoping maybe we get a good look throughout the joint practices with the Patriots. Got to think there'll be a bunch more teamwork in those settings, and hopefully he gets a chance to showcase those skills. Folk. Wait a second. Okay, wait. Can we just slow down here? Is 33 even a Packers Hall of Famer? Did you start early today? If he retired right now, Aaron Jones would be a Packers Hall of Famer. What? Yes. Yes, he is. Zero question. Steve, not everyone can step in and be an all-pro like Carrington Valentine. I was talking with Domofsky about this this afternoon. I can't recall. It's been a long time. It's been since, I want to say, like Sam Shields. That's how far back I think you got to go to remember a rookie in camp who made this many plays this quickly, this early, and with this regularity. It's been a while. This kid's coming on. I mean, he's made more plays than Stokes did his rookie season in training camp. He's everywhere. And for those of you who aren't aware, maybe you weren't on Twitter today, what have you, he ended practice today with a pick six of Jordan Love on a great break on the ball. Love was trying to hit Dobbs on an out route, and Valentine just jumped it. Now, who knows? Maybe they ran that before. Maybe he's seen it on tape. Who knows? But his jump on the ball was supreme, and he got right in front of the receiver and took it back to the house to end practice today. It was an awesome play. Like I said, that's just the latest in a line of many. Joey, what's up, Joey? Streets are saying Big B got nervous after seeing how bad you beat Tyler in Madden last night. He isn't as tough as his words would indicate. Yeah, well, he told me he's bringing his PlayStation so we can have his favored, system. Listen, let me address Big B for a second. Big B, I don't care. You can bring in the PlayStation. You can bring in the National Guard. You can bring in whoever and whatever you want. I am still going to demolish you in Madden, kid. Any other questions? Very good. Very good. I didn't think so. Let's see what else we got. We got Jake up in here. What's up, Jake? Nags, I see Amon Green running style in Wilson. What do you think? I hadn't made that comparison, but I like it as long as we don't include the fumbles. Sorry, Amon. Sorry. I mean, Amon Green is the all-time Packers rushing leader, so it's a pretty good style to emulate. I'm trying to recall. Okay, wait a second. Okay, this will determine whether I agree with this comparison or not. I am looking at the picture. Hold on. Where is he? There it is. I'm looking at the picture from his big run. Oh, this could be an Amon Green comparison. He's running with the ball down the field with the ball on the inside, which Amon famously had to work at to, remember to switch it to the outside so that the defense wouldn't come in and rake it and cause a fumble. So maybe he is like Amon Green. Astute observation. There you go. Quinn, thanks for the super chat. Dan Orlovsky is a Packers guy. They're not all bad. I mean, Dan, I know he put it out there that he has talked to Matt LaFleur several times and even intimated that he might be involved in some kind of coach capacity. I am fascinated to hear what Matt would say about that conversation. But, yeah, I mean, I think Dan appreciates how the Packers approach things, and I think he appreciates what they try to do both schematically and player development-wise. But I also think he doesn't pull punches. I don't see too much in his analysis that's unfair. And he's a football guy. He's a former quarterback. I mean, look, yes, when you're comparing, say, people in the media, like, if you're an opinion person or an analyst, quote unquote, and your job is literally just to give hot takes like Colin Cowherd, that's completely different than Dan Orlovsky's job on ESPN. Now, he does have to drive conversation, and he certainly has been known to maybe blow things a bit out of proportion in that regard and make it a little bit more dramatic than perhaps it needs to be. But he knows ball. There's no doubt about that. So the comparisons are a little different. Chad Mulder, thank you for the super sticker. Greatly appreciated. Soder's here. What's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. 33 not being Packer Hall of Fame worthy? I just went full Donald Sutherland at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Soder, see, you and I are the only two people on this chat who probably understand that reference. You know why? Because we're old. We need to watch new movies, Soder. Joe, thanks for the super chat. If the Packers keep 9 offensive linemen, who are 7-9 right now? I don't know, man. Is Caleb Jones healthy? Because right now he hasn't practiced in like 3-4 days. But if he's healthy, I definitely think he's on there. A lot of times this stuff gets sorted out by injury. But we'll see. This is, again, we're in the gauntlet now. But between last week's joint practice, the game on Friday, now these joint practices and the game on Saturday, ask me that again after Saturday's game. Because that's when I think the determinations will start to be made as they probably get ready for that third preseason game when they're, get close to finalizing their roster but need to make those final decisions down at the end. We shall see. Whoa, Mimsy. Way too much Paul Allen love online this weekend. Well, Corey literally asked how he had a job, so just follow Corey, and you'll get that solved right away. Chad, thanks so much for the super chat. Nags, is this roster similar to the 2008 roster? The other night I kept going back to that year just in terms of the roster. Well, I mean, there's an obvious glaring difference in the guys that Love is throwing to comparative to the guys Rodgers was throwing to. I mean, Rodgers had a lot more experience around him than Jordan does. And look, I don't think it was ever going to be, we got to take the exact same approach, right? But it is, it's something to have your first-year starter step in there and have to work with guys who haven't played for the majority of the time, majority of the roster, the depth charts at wide receiver and tight end, haven't played a whole lot of ball in the NFL. That is something they are definitely going to grow and learn and, make mistakes together and hopefully learn from those mistakes. But, I mean, as far as the whole roster goes, I think you could make the case there are similarities at points, but I think, it's the youth movement in 2023 makes it pretty dissimilar. John, thanks again, buddy. Early, obviously, but is 10 more like 4 or 12? He's not like either of them. He is his own dude, and that is fine. I mean, I understand the desire to compare, but I don't see Favre or Rodgers in his game. Although the one thing that he obviously got, some tutelage from when it comes to the quarterback position and Aaron Rodgers is the hard count. Because holy cow, was he on fire with the hard count today. Like that guy, that hard count is legit. He got the defense to jump twice. And one time he got a big-ass free play out of it. So, yeah, that's the one thing I can compare them with. But, is he like either? I don't see similarities that much, And plus, he's barely played. I don't even know. What does the Mark Zuckerberg character say in Social Network? We don't even know what it is yet. It's new. It's cool. That's what it is. Because it's cool. Jordan Love is cool. You know why? Because we don't know what he is yet. Just let him be cool, and we'll figure it out. Ayahuasca, what's up? Appreciation post. Go Pack. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, everybody, I got to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Go Pack, go.